Okay, so starting over. So yeah, why I might slip up and drink, for instance, right? Much as I feel like an idiot for slipping up and drinking, it's embarrassing, but why might I do it? I don't know. So night before yesterday, right? I had been like teetotaling and taking a bunch of vitamins, cooking decent meals for myself, really trying to take care of myself, right? Still with the coughing and the fucking snot. More than today, actually. Almost seems like drinking yesterday, like, made me healthier or some shit somewhat. I don't know. Now I woke up, I still got like a little bit of snot and cough or whatever, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday. Anyhow, so night before yesterday, right? I guess I had taken fiber. I was trying to detoxify from... I don't know, I got sick. I was on the toilet like 5 fucking times. Basically filled the goddamn toilet up. Ridiculous. I don't know. Like the fiber really did its thing, I guess. And then like I had a couple of hamburgers. I fucking puked one of them into the bathtub. Had to clean that up. Woke up yesterday morning. And thinking, I actually got halfway decent sleep, like, I don't know, 8 hours or something, which is more than I usually get. And I just felt like shit. I had like practically no energy. I was running back and forth to the fucking toilet again 4 more times, basically filling the toilet up. Too much information? Yeah, well, whatever. Gives a shit at this point. And I've got the tons and tons of snot just nonstop, blowing my nose, coughing. Can't hardly even take a hit of my vape because it just make me cough and cough more. Can't get my fucking nicotine, right? So I'm already goddamn irritated and not feeling good. So I make myself get up, get out the door, And it's just fucking raining nonstop. This super annoying... I don't know, we get this rain here that's just like really fucking annoying because like... I mean, the only way I could even see out the fucking windows, basically, I have to roll the fucking windows down in the rain. So it's like the rain's coming in the fucking window. It's the only way I can see out the goddamn thing because the rain just covers all the side windows. And it's these little tiny little raindrops that are just like pouring down. It's like a pouring down mist that just blinds the fuck out of you. And the windows are trying to fog up the whole time too, so I gotta be running the goddamn defrost constantly. I went and made like a few deliveries. Like $37 or something yesterday. But it sucked, And I don't know, I wasn't a super happy camper, and I don't know, like when I'm working, like when I'm making deliveries and stuff, when I'm doing anything where I have to fucking deal with people, I gotta goddamn walk on eggshells, tiptoe, it's like, what's that, the movie Boondock Saints, Yakoveda, like, I feel exactly the way he did when he's like, I'm gonna, the scene where Yakoveda's like, I leave you in a trunk, full of rotting in a trunk of poison, you insignificant little fuck, And he's like, I shouldn't have said that. You gotta tiptoe through the tulips with these cocksuckers, Taking all the fun out of the job, No, like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, it's like you gotta tiptoe through the fucking tulips with everybody. You can't just talk. You gotta really think about everything you're gonna say and try to speak very carefully. And you got people just fucking you around constantly. People will, like, order fucking groceries to be delivered to places that are, like, ridiculous. You'll pull down some fucking narrow-ass, like, muddy, torn-up driveway that looks like it hasn't been repaired in 100 years. Got potholes full of mud that are so deep that your car about sink, like, goes clunk, clunk, Afraid you're gonna, looks like some shit like you're, God, I hope I don't run over a nail or a screw or some shit, pop my fucking tires in this shithole. You got mud just flying up on your car. You pull up to some place or you can't even turn around, and then you gotta drive really slow because people have, like, a bunch of chickens, like, walking around in the middle of the goddamn driveway, right? No, this happens, right? And then when you got to get out, to grab their groceries, their, 100 pounds of groceries or more or whatever, right? You grab the fucking bags, and you got dogs running out, fucking trying to nip your ass while you're fucking trying to carry the groceries to their door, right? And they don't even a lot of times they don't even give you the right address or, like, directions how to get there, so you show up someplace that, it doesn't even make any fucking sense. You're like, hello, where, and you just want to say, where the fuck are you? Like, you just end up, like, sitting in their neighbor's driveway or something. Like, God, how long can I sit in the neighbor's driveway trying to call this motherfucker before their neighbor, like, comes out with a shotgun or they fucking call the cops on me or something, It's just... God. But words are bad, so you can't use words like fuck or... you can't say, like, what the fuck? Where the fuck are you? Like, you can't be like, excuse me. Yes, I would like to know, approximately where your house actually is, So I'm trying to deliver your groceries for this lovely sum of money, which does not even amount to minimum wage, so that I can carry these hundreds of pounds of groceries to your door in the rain and the mud while your dogs try to bite my nuts off and your chickens block my fucking car and I can't turn my fucking car around. Like, no, like, half the time you get places where it's a miracle I haven't got stuck in people's driveway. I've been places, dude. I've made deliveries to places and I got this big, long fucking car where it's just blind spots all around. The thing turns like a fucking sailboat. And I've delivered places where, like, at night, where I had to go down some road out in the country where, like, you got about an inch or two off to the side of the road before you would be in a ditch. And there's and it's like wet road, so your tires would slip, potentially. And there's motherfuckers out there, I don't know, they probably have the $2,000, better quality tires. They're out there just zipping around going 70 fucking miles an hour, like people riding your ass. And you got to try to find an address in the dark, which in many cases Motherfuckers don't even have the address on their fucking mailbox or the front of their driveway or anything, right? And they got all their lights off, you know. If they did have an address at some point, they let the numbers wear off, you know. The numbers missing, shit's, you know, it's like that. So you finally find the fucking place. You gotta turn down some narrow-ass driveway. Car barely fits down with a deep ditch on either side, so a little too far to the left, a little too far to the right, you're in a fucking ditch. And you gotta go up like a steep hill and a bunch of curves with a bunch of potholes and place that just looks sketchy as fuck. Like there could, you know, you're thinking like this, there's probably like screws and nails and all kinds of shit in this shithole, basically, right? Sometimes there's chickens in the way. Like, you wouldn't believe how many times I've had to, like, deal with chickens just being in the fucking way. Like, get out of the fucking way, chickens! And dogs, too. I don't know, and then a lot of people have driveways that are like super sloped, whether it be up or down, you know? I can't imagine why somebody would buy a place like that, not, you know, or if they could afford to buy these places. Like, a lot of these places are really nice places, you know? So if they have the money to afford to buy something like that, you'd think they could afford to fix their goddamn driveway, you know? There was this actor, God, I'm sorry, I don't even remember the dude's name right now, I guess. Damn it, what the hell was that movie? It's a cool movie. It's like, I think it was like Anton something. But I mean, the dude was, you know, an actor. He was fairly rich, had a house, and it's like his truck was parked up on. He had one of these houses with the sloped driveway, right? And his truck was parked on this sloped driveway that slopes towards his house, and he's just walking around, and his brake slips on the thing, crushes him, kills him. You know, I'm just saying, yeah. I don't know why fuck people buy these places where they got like a super steep ass driveway that's like sloped toward, you know, it's like more sloped than the thing, you know, like in Indiana Jones where the boulder is like rolling toward, you know, like if you anything like, you know, with wheels or a boulder or whatever the hell gets put above that, it's gonna roll right the fuck into that shit, you know. And then some of them are like sloped, like upwards, super steep, you know. Oh, it's really fun, especially in the dark, to like try to back up and turn around in some sketchy ass driveway when I can't see anything behind me or off to the sides of me. I gotta be like sticking a mag light out the fucking window, sticking my head out the window to try to see anything. Get out of the car a bunch of times so I can look around and actually try to see, and then get back in the car and then try to back up a little bit and then get out of the car and look around with a flashlight again, you know. Now, like, I'll be out making fucking delivery, you know, even in the daylight, and it's just like bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, you know. Making fucking delivery and like goddamn rain's just coming down. A lot of times we get this. I hate this fucking rain. Like, it's not like it's like these little tiny sprinkles, like a mist kind of, but like it's a pouring down mist that just goes every which direction, and it almost instantaneously covers all your windows so you can't see, and you can turn your fucking And another thing that happens is, right, it's like, you know, I've learned the trick, though. Here's what you do. If you turn your windshield wipers on, it stops raining. And then the second you turn them off, it starts raining again. Neat trick. Right? Yeah, so that gets fucking annoying. And then, I don't know, man. I think this is like got to be hell or something, like, because, I mean, I don't know, like, just the way everything is designed is so fucking retarded. And I think about that, you know, frequently enough while I'm out driving around. Like, just, I can't help but notice how poorly fucking designed everything is, basically. You know, like, I mean, we're living in a day where they're like mass producing humanoid robots with artificial intelligence. And there's like nanotech robots that are like microscopically small, smaller than like a grain of dust, you know? But they can't make the motherfucking stoplights function correctly. They can't fix the goddamn potholes in the road, and they can't replace street signs that are missing, and they can't trim the fucking branch that's covering the goddamn fucking street signs, you know? They can't deal with like a bush that's blocking your view of the oncoming traffic around a corner. But they can mass produce artificially intelligent robots, right? That's fucking ridiculous, man. They can do that, but they can't. I'm surprised these fucking houses even have doors, man. I'm surprised they all have roofs and doors and stuff, honestly. That's probably an afterthought. They probably built the damn thing without a door, and then they're like, uh-oh, I think we're stuck in here. We should probably make our way in and out, huh? Okay. Because, like, they didn't think to create these places with, like, adequate parking for people that have fucking cars. I mean, and even if they built this shit a couple hundred years ago, where are you going to put your fucking horses and your goddamn wagon and shit, right? You're not driving a fucking car. How are there so many fucking houses with no goddamn parking? And I don't know, I'm out driving around trying to make deliveries or trying to get back to the pickup location, you know, whatever, right? And there's just fucking people coming out of the woodwork from everywhere, dude. I mean, there's motherfuckers riding scooters and electric skateboards and electric bikes going fucking 35 miles an hour, flying out from behind fucking blind corners and trees and shit, coming up from behind me and like straight towards my car, you know. People just like, as my car is coming, that'll just start running as fast as they can towards the, and I gotta like watch out for these dumb it's just every time. And then there's like, I don't know, just cars everywhere too, doing the same shit that the pedestrians and the dumb motherfuckers on the bicycles are doing. And it's like, And it's like every direction. Like you don't just gotta have eyes in the back of your head. You gotta have eyes on the sides of your car. You gotta have eyes encircling your whole fucking head. And you still gotta be darting your head all over the place to see all these motherfuckers that are coming at you, to not hit them, you know? Because people just do stupid shit constantly. You basically have to be like, what was that movie with Samuel L. Jackson when he's like a crackhead? He's like, crack, crack, I like crack, you know? Like, you gotta be like, basically fucking tweaked out like fucking Tony Montana at the end of Scarface, or like, just about, like, to be able to safely drive around without hitting these dumb motherfuckers that are trying to throw themselves at my car from every which direction constantly. Yeah. And then when it's raining, I can't even see out the goddamn windows. And the shit's still happening. Okay. I don't know, man. This shit doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? Like, it's like it couldn't be real, you know? Like, there's no way. I mean, just how, like, the way the street lights are so poorly designed and poorly maintained is just an example of, like, shit that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? The parking thing is another example, right? It's like nothing here was quite designed correctly, you know? Not like the world I remember growing up, you know? Like everything's a fucking pain in the ass, you know? Like the bank, with all the days that they're closed, just between the weekends and the other, like they're only open like 4 days a week regularly, but then there's holidays and random bank holiday. So realistically, the bank is only open maybe half the month. So if you actually have to access your money, fucking good luck. You know, 50-50 chance maybe. Right? Basically. Or if you have to make a deposit or, do some business there. And it's kind of the same way with shit like DMV. Like anything that's important is unavailable at least 50% of the time, if not 75 to 80% of the time, or 90% of the time unavailable, Anything that's actually important where you're trying to get something done, like pay a bill or take care of some kind of important business, is just not available usually. It's just... But there's always booze available. You can always go buy weed. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this shit is, man. I'm just trying to like go through this like pretending like any of this crap is real when it's clearly fucking not, you know? At the very least, I would say, at the absolute very least, I'm like jumping around through thousands of different dimensions or something, right? Because I've seen all sorts of changes and all sorts of differences that well, I can give you one example off the top of my head, since I was drinking yesterday, and it just kind of brings this thought up. There was this day where I went to go buy beer at like, I don't know, I went to go buy beer at like 6 a.m. or some shit, right? Something like that. And I think or I don't remember, maybe it was the middle of the night, whatever. And they're like, you know, the doors to the fridge with the beer in it were locked. And there was like a sign on it that says, no alcohol sales in this time. Well, I don't know. It was similar to like, if you look up a video on YouTube where they're talking about how like the mark of the beast system is getting in and somebody's trying to go get in a fridge and there's like a weird orange fucking sign on it, like saying they can scan their ID at some machine or something to be able to buy it, right? It was like that basically, right? There's these weird fucking orange signs on the doors that I'd never seen before, right? But the thing is, they're not there now. Well, I can't say that for sure because it's a new day, right? But I can't say what is there or what the world is like today without having gone out and witnessed what's going on today, because shit changes on a day-to-day basis, you know? For all I know, I could drive to Walmart today and the shit could be painted purple or some shit, you know? You're like, why is Walmart purple? It's always been purple. You know? Or I could like drive down the road and like the old Walmart is there where the big mega church it has been, you know? And then down the road where the super Walmart has been for years, the drive-in is still there. That would be cool. Go to the drive-in. But no, that is the kind of shit that happens like any given day, you know? Weird shit. No, I just have to like kind of suck it up and like I notice it and I just go on about my day like it's nothing's going on. But at the same time, I'm like, that's fucking weird, man. Like I'll go to get gas at Safeway or some shit, and it looks like it's got a brand new paint job and they've resurfaced the parking lot. Everything looks brand new. I'm like, huh. That's weird. No, I mean, seriously, this shit seems like customized to fuck with me or something. And there'll be like all these license plates with like words in them and stuff. Doesn't even make, like a lot of times it doesn't even make sense. And it's always the same exact license plates too, everywhere. Every day. You know? all these weird synchronicities and shit. Like, I'll give you an example just from the other day. Like a couple days ago, I needed to go get water and I was being lazy, right? And I was watching the movie Grown Ups, with Adam Sandler. And I was like, shit, I should pause this. I need to go get water, right? And then, not like a second or two later, this scene comes up where Adam Sandler and, God damn it, what the hell's that guy's name? He's... the dude from King of Queens that plays Doug. He's a great actor, dude. I like that guy. I should remember his name. I don't... But, anyhow, they're like, not like a second or two later, they walk in the kitchen, like right as I'm saying I need to go buy water. They walk in the kitchen, they each grab a gallon of water, and they like chug like half a gallon of water each. Yeah, right like a second or two after I said I should pause this and go buy water. That's just an example, right? Another example would be like, so one day my dad sends me an email, says we're related to Daniel Boone. He did this ancestry thing, right? And then right after I read that, right, I walk out in the fucking living room, and they got... my mom and her husband are sitting there in the living room, and there's the Munsters is on, right? And Herman Munster and Eddie Munster are sitting in the living room wearing coonskin caps. And Herman Munster looks over to Eddie and says, we're related to Daniel Boone. And then like a month or two later or something, right? I had actually downloaded the Daniel Boone show, right? And I had started watching it, right? And my sister's birthday was coming up. And I got through to like the end of an episode, and then I paused the playlist, right? And I go out and I, mix up the ingredients, and I put a cake in the oven. And then I come back to the room and hit play. Next episode starts out. Daniel Boone's wife is baking a cake and talking about some daughter. Where is that girl? Which, by the way, is a little extra strange based on the fact that there was no daughter in the Daniel Boone show. Like, there was no daughter in the show Daniel Boone. There was a son, right? So that didn't even make sense in the context of the show, But that's what happened. There's always shit like that, man. No, seriously, it's like if I start thinking about my dog I had when I was a kid or something while I'm watching a TV or something, all of a sudden some scene will pop up on a show or commercial or whatever, where there's like a boy with his dog or something, If I start thinking about my mom too much or something, all of a sudden there will be like some boy with his mom or something, If I start, this shit just happens like all the fucking time. And then on top of that, it's like I'm surrounded by all this like kind of religious shit, you know, like, well, I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff. It's not always religious shit. Like now there's one of the dudes that was always wearing like Baphomet shirts and Satanist shit all the time, right? Now he's walking around. Yeah, I stick my head out the door for a second and there's a shirt that's like, all we see or seem is but a dream within a dream, right? Which is like, you know, one of the main quotes that I have. I made a whole YouTube video, probably like 20 or 30 minutes long, where I put a bunch of clips together, like clip from the Truman Show and from Dark City, and you know, a bunch of other shit, and you know, the Plato's allegory of the cave, and that you know, poem about how all we see or seem is but a dream within a dream, and you know, all this kind of shit, right? I put all that together, right? The dude's wearing the fucking quote on his shirt. Yeah. Is that what I'm talking about? Like, but like before, like it was all this weird, like satanic sort of shit around. Sometimes it's that, you know. Sometimes it's that. It's like this weird satanic shit everywhere, in a way that like doesn't even make any sense. No, it doesn't make sense for such a significant portion of the population that happens to be around wherever I am is sporting fucking Baphomets and pentagrams and shit, you know? You know what I mean? Like, and then all the gay shit everywhere too. Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense either, that it's on that level. I'm not saying that that wasn't a thing before, you know, but it wasn't a thing that was so prominently and everywhere, you know. I'm not saying it's super strange to see stuff like that here and there, but to see it so fucking often, that's weird, you know? Because, you know, in any actual reality, that sort of shit is not that common, you know? I'm just saying it's statistically strange, you know? It would be like if everywhere you went, there was like a blind person with you know, walking around with one of those like walking sticks or something, you know? Or if everywhere you went, there was like a midget there, you know? Or somebody with cerebral palsy, or, you know, it's just uncommon is what I'm saying. It's not common for that to run into the same thing everywhere you go, you know. When you're talking about statistical anomalies, you know? It's like every day I go out, it's like, you know, and to see, like, let's see what the theme is for today, you know? What's the theme for today? No, I'll tell you, like, there's just weird shit, like, all the time, you know? Pretty much every day I go out, there's some kind of weird shit. Almost every day, like, pretty much every day. Like, I went to do, like, a shop and deliver. Like, when I go and do these shop and deliver, sometimes I'll go and do a shopping order, right? Like at Walmart here. And, usually damn near every aisle I actually have to find something on is, like, blocked by a bunch of people. Which, you know, might make sense if the store was super busy. But, like, I'll be walking down the fucking aisles and, like, every aisle's clear. There's nobody there until I get to the aisle where I actually need to get something. And then, suddenly the aisle I need to get something at is blocked. You know? And this happens this will just happen, like, every... And then one day it was like this, and then I see this chick. It's like almost every aisle I went down, I kept running into this chick that was dressed all in red, like, and basically you remember Carmen Sandiego from back in the day? I mean, I guess maybe you gotta be old. This is like back in the day from the old, like, Oregon Trail, you know, computer game and all that, you know, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, right? You know, with the hat and the red coat and all that. There's this lady that was dressed like that, you know. It was like, okay. But I don't know, I go and do the shopping. I just kind of don't think much about it. And I get out of the parking lot and I'm about to get to my car, and for some reason, I don't know, I started thinking about the show Supernatural and you know, the cult and everything, right? And then I walk past this pickup truck that's parked right next to my car. The license plate says Ellsberg, right? Now, if you know Supernatural very well, then you would know that Daniel Ellsberg was the name of the guy that had the fucking cult in Supernatural. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, well, that's weird, right? So then I get the stuff loaded into my car. I get into my car, and this fucking black, like, sports car drives past. License plate Helsing, like fucking Van Helsing. So I'm seeing, like, Daniel Ellsberg and Van Helsing, like, one after the other, like, just like that, because I thought about it. So, like, imagine, you know, you're trying to just go out and work, trying to make a little money so you can pay the never-ending bills, so that you can have a roof over your head. Living somewhere that is very unhealthy for you, or you're surrounded by, God, I don't even know what. Dude, like, I swear to God, like everyone, I think basically everyone in this place is like seem to be like a Satanist or something, right? You know, they're not all sporting Baphomet. Even my freaking like second cousin used to live down the hall, right? Her boyfriend James, like before they moved, I saw him roll up on his skateboard as I was pulling up out front, wearing a backpack with a fucking Baphomet on the back of it. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, I'm just saying it's a statistical anomaly, you know? Yeah, it would be about as common as like moving into an apartment complex where every single one of your neighbors was like a one-armed man or something, you know? Yeah. I'm the one-armed man. No, I mean, or if you like moved into a neighborhood where everybody in the neighborhood wore the exact same fucking outfit. And you just look around, all their houses are painted exactly the same. All their mailboxes are exactly the same. They have identical looking dogs and they're all wearing the same clothes. You know, it's like, this is kind of weird, you know? Yeah. Well, not only that, but if there's so many prominent Satanists or whatever, if there's so many Satanists in this area, then you would think there would be a big, obvious, like, Church of Satan in the middle of fucking town or something, you know? Right? Nowadays, anyway, right? I'm surprised there's not a big fucking statue of fucking Anton LaVey in the goddamn park or something, you know? The way this fucking town seems to be. Sometimes, yeah. That's just so fucking weird, man. I mean, I experience just weird shit all the time. Some of it's more subtle. Some of it, I don't know. Most of it is on a level to where like it's always on a level to where like people could gaslight me, right? Act like nothing's going on or whatever, right? Because nobody notices, right? It's like with the Mandela effect, That's it's like the Mandela effect, but most people, even the people that are out there that have channels that are talking about the Mandela effect, they're not talking about the kind of shit that I'm dealing with. They're talking about like if I had to compare their Mandela effect to my Mandela effect, in terms of salsa, then they got mild and I've got like extra hot, extra hot, I've got habanero fucking Mandela effect. And I've got like, I don't know, some kind of weak ass pepper shit, And the Mandela effect itself is kind of funny, like, I mean, when it first started out, there were some people that I would see some videos sometimes of some people talking about like real shit, like Scott. He's friends with this dude, had a channel called Mandela Affected, like with an A. Now that guy, he would talk about the Mandela effect a lot, make all kinds of videos about it. Always putting himself like in the like considering himself in the rank of like Lord and Master, king of the knowledge of the Mandela effect, and everybody else is fake or whatever, The way he perceives things seem to be that way, right? But like when Scott would actually talk about it, right, he'd be fucking pointing out like the real shit, He'd be like, look at this tree in my backyard. It wasn't there yesterday, He'd be like, check out this door. And he'd bring his mom out and be like, this door was blue and now it's red, Right, Mom? And she's like, yeah, it was, And he saw the weird fucking thing with the same weird thing with the moon that I did on the same night. I fucking talked to him. I was like, did you see that shit? And he's like, yeah, I fucking did. Oh, that? Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy, dude. There was this night, right, where I don't know if anybody else saw it or if it was just me and Scott over in England over there. But there was this night where there was the shape of what looked like the head of an alien gray on the moon. Next to the man on the moon face, there was like an alien face on there. It's just that one night, though. Man. That was probably back in like 2004, 2015, maybe 2016, something like that. Yeah. Like, did you fucking see that? Yeah. No, but there's just like I don't know, man. I'll be driving along, down some road that I've driven down, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of times, basically, right? I really know my way around. And I'll get someplace, and like all of a sudden the road is just totally different, or there's like a factory there that wasn't there before. And it's got like a rusty chain link fence and moss all over the place, and it looks like it's been there for fucking 100 years or something. But I've never seen this shit before, There's all sorts of little things like, well, I mean, like one example would be the cactus. This is something I haven't heard anyone Mandela effect that I haven't heard anyone mention. The taco time cactus. Yeah. That's like your basic sort of Mandela effect. Is like, yeah, the taco time cactus is flat on top now. I don't remember that. Or like another thing that'll happen, or was happening for a while. I don't even hardly notice this shit anymore if I'm not looking for it, because it's just like another day for me. It just goes on and on like this. Sometimes it's like a major thing, I'll notice it and just go on about my day like whatever, just another day. It's like, oh, the store has a brand new paint job today. I wonder if it will tomorrow, I can't tell you how many times I've seen like a parking lot of some store get resurfaced, and they paint, they put like resurfacing it so that asphalt looks new, and then they put new lines and everything for the parking spots. And then I'll fucking stop off at the store like a week later, and it looks like that never happened, Same with the fucking roads, or sometimes like a road will change. I don't know. There's all sorts of weird shit that goes on. It's just I'll look out the fucking window and there'll be a tree that wasn't there before. Like, okay, or like another example is like out the window of my apartment, right? A couple of houses over, there's this big shed in the middle of the yard now that wasn't there before. There was the other shed off to the side, but the bigger one that's in the middle of the yard wasn't there, and then one day it just was. Could they have just had it moved there? I mean, I guess, but you can't necessarily call everything a Mandela effect, but just based on my experience of, weird shit happening, it's kind of almost fair to assume that's what's going on, I mean, all kinds of weird shit will happen, you know, like. I mean, like, almost nothing would surprise me at this point. I would just notice it and go, wow, okay. You know? Like if, you know, the Bluebeard restaurant or something that's been torn down years ago just magically reappeared, you know, that wouldn't be that big of a surprise. Or if I drove past this coffee place on the corner and it was gone and there's a Tasty Freeze that used to be there fucking 30 years ago that's just there like it's never left, then, you know, that wouldn't be that big of a fucking surprise to me, you know. Or if I went into Rite Aid and then fucking said Payless or something because it used to be a Payless, you know, like 20, 25 years ago. So you imagine like dealing with shit like this, right? But then you gotta, and then you gotta deal with like sometimes getting the flu or something. Or I don't get sick very often. This is pretty rare. Goddamn, I need to lay off the drinking too, you know? I know. Shit. Honestly, for the most part, the drinking doesn't do it for me anymore, you know? Not really. You know, I think what the drinking has been doing for me basically was allowing me to pretend like my fake friends were real friends, when the reality is that I'm just surrounded by people that are fucking with my head and sometimes, you know, using me to, I don't know, whatever, borrow money or whatever the fuck, right? Like I'm a big fucking joke, you know? Big running joke in their fucking eyes or whatever, right? Just fake fucking people, you know? That's what I'm surrounded by, fake fucking people, you know? I saw this meme pop up on YouTube. Like a little dog swimming, you know, jumping up in the ocean in a picture of dolphins, you know? It's like when you're drunk as fuck, so you're friends with everybody. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, I definitely got to get the hell out of here. I don't know what the fuck to do though at this point because it's like, I mean, it's almost laughable kind of to some shit that sounds so simple or whatever to people who've got money, you know, people who've got money and people who've got, you know, people to help them and all that kind of shit. Look at me like, well, it's kind of the same thing with like when I'm when I'm parking my car or something, right? People who don't have a Lincoln Town car, who don't know about all the blind spots or about how it turns basically like a fucking sailboat, who see me trying to like parallel park in this thing probably are like, fucking dude doesn't know how to drive. Right? I feel like people are looking at me sometimes like when I have to try and park in some tight space or whatever. And it's like damn near impossible because this car just will not fucking turn like that. And it's just blind spots, all around. Then I feel like people are looking at me like this guy doesn't know how to drive. Because they don't know, They just don't fucking know. I feel like I'm misunderstood like on like the same way as that about almost everything, right? Like a person who has people, in their life, wife, brother, sister, whatever, right? Real friend group, whatever, right? Has no fucking comprehension that, or somebody who's got like a bunch of money, like has no comprehension what it's like to not be someone who has a bunch of money, So just like, hey, just go buy a house, dude. It's like, sure. Maybe I'll buy a private jet while I'm at it. I'll just buy a rocket ship and fucking build a house on the moon. What's wrong with you? You're just lazy. Popsicle. Or I don't know, like, no, it just seems like there's no, like, understanding of people with different circumstances, Really not. It's kind of a big problem in society. Well, yeah, it is. Like, I mean, like, the fact that boomers don't comprehend that the economy is fucked and the job market is fucked and so on and so forth, right? Are never gonna do anything to fix the situation or help their fucking family members because they're living on a whole other fucking planet where they think everything is fine, There's something wrong with you if you don't think that everything is fine. So I don't know. It's like it seems like like the shirt says, all we see or seen is but a dream within a dream, right? But who's controlling this motherfucking dream? Because it mostly doesn't seem to be me. It seems to be like very focused on fucking with me. Seems to be encircling me. I don't know. As far as the whole religious shit goes, right? I'm bombarded constantly on like YouTube and all over the place, right? Basically YouTube for the most part, because that's what I usually look at. Is I'll look at YouTube. Of course, I look at Odyssey and Rumble and shit too, but mostly YouTube, right? I'm bombarded with this Christianity, and also with this like new age, everything's great shit, Think happy thoughts, positivity, everything works out, Do I dare try to go to the bank so I can deposit? Or should I just assume that it's another fucking holiday now? I can't tell you how many fucking times I drove to the bank on a day when they're supposed to be open and it's like, closed. Bank is closed today for some reason. I mean, those just make fucking holidays up that don't even exist, So they can have another day off. Which, I get it. I'm sorry, sir. The hospital is only open 2 days a week now. Come back on Friday, right? What? No, that would make sense because that's the way this place seems to be. It's like everything that is important, that's necessary in order for shit to function correctly or life to go smoothly, has to be incredibly complicated and fucked up and, just not right, That's the way shit is here. It's like, and all the shit that's completely, like, non-essential and pointless is totally accessible and no problem, Or the stuff that's, like, destructive, like alcohol and weed and cigarettes and shit, you ain't gonna have any problem getting that shit, like, any day of the fucking week, anytime, day or night, pretty much. For the most part. I don't know, they like to cut you off from alcohol between certain hours in the middle of the night till the early morning, which I don't really understand, No, it's like, we're sorry, the drug dealer is closed for a few hours. You're a terrible person for wanting to drink in these hours. Come back 2 hours from now and we'll sell you the poison. With a smile on our face. Like... No, really, what the fuck even is this place, man? Nuts. No, you could do. For those of you that are, have experienced the Mandela effect, like, are you experiencing like the serious like personal sort of Mandela effect? Most people that were actually talking about that shit, they don't even talk about it. Like, they don't even put out any content anymore. They all just quit talking about it. All the fucking best channels just move the fuck on, you know. Which I guess I could understand that, because like the whole so-called community that, as far as I know, doesn't fucking exist. I mean, there's this shit that they call the Mandela effect community or whatever, right? But from my own personal experience, I gotta say, I don't think the Mandela effect community even fucking exists, honestly. Like, there is no community. I could count on one fucking hand the number of people that I've ever even spoken to once that ever even talked to me about the Mandela effect at all, and it's usually just in like a comment section or something, I haven't talked to a single motherfucker on the phone, or... Oh, well, that's not right. There's one. Actually, I wish I could find this and like download it. There was actually... I was actually on like a podcast one time. There were like two people hosting, or three, and this one chick that I talked to, she was kind of big in the Mandela effect community, and I was on their show, like, used my webcam and talked to them, like I was on, talked for like an hour or something, and then I ended up talking to her on the phone, but I don't know, she was hot, and like, I ended up trying to hit on her, and that went all wrong, and yeah. But I don't know, she'd had some pretty weird fucking experiences on the same level, or in some ways, maybe even some things more intensely than I had. Well, like, for instance, one thing is she says there's like a comic book that basically tells the story of her life, you know? And, she didn't write it, and, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Shit's always getting weird. It's always something. I gotta go out there, and I'm just like barely eking by, barely scraping by, trying to make a fucking... What's fucked up is like working, putting effort in to try to come up with money, just to have a roof over my head, to live somewhere that I fucking hate. I mean, honestly, I might be happier fucking getting out in my car and just watching this whole fucking town disappear in the rear view mirror, and then watching this whole fucking state disappear in the rear view mirror, Like, fuck this place, dude. This is probably like one of the worst states in the fucking country, honestly, at this point. Oregon. Yeah. At this point, it didn't used to be. course, most of the places that seem like they'd be cool are now getting hit by all kinds of like man-made floods and hurricanes and all kinds of shit, you know, just getting wrecked. I mean, how much bullshit do we have to fucking put up with in this fucking place, dude? Gotta work and work and work and work and work until you die. Work, 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 work until you die. Like, I don't know. You ever see that fucking scene? God, what was that movie? You know, with Dean Martin and Ricky something and John Wayne. You know, I should remember that Ricky dude's name because he's actually a good musician and stuff too. Anyway, whatever. Hey, uh, anyhow, there's this movie where, you know, John Wayne shows up to this town where this, you know, Dean Martin was the sheriff, and you know, his wife died or left him or something, and he became an alcoholic, and people called him borrachon, which is like, you know, drunk in Spanish, basically. And like he was like one of the, basically, you know, one of the best gunfighters, like super fat, real skilled and everything, who had become sheriff, and then he became like a drunk and he's dressed in like dirty clothes, reeking of booze, you know. And he goes into the bar to get a bottle of booze because John Wayne had dumped his booze out or whatever. And some guy flicks a fucking coin, flicks a coin into the spittoon and says, "There you go, borachon." You know, like, get it, right? That's almost what I feel like the level of insult of the job market nowadays is almost like that. Like the job market and damn near every sort of business that we have to conduct now is on like that level of insult. It's like they're flicking, you know, a little tiny coin into like a spittoon or a toilet or something. Like, go get it, you know, and then sitting back and laughing at you, kind of like that's how I feel that, you know, the job market treats us now. Like if you're actually out trying to work to earn a living, you know. Just getting fucked over, like, and it's not just the job market, it's fucking people in general. It's your own goddamn family, everybody around you, sitting around laughing behind your fucking back. Fucking insurance companies robbing you, rental agencies robbing you, robbing you. Everybody's sitting around pretending to be your friend. They're trying to fucking rob you and fuck you over. You know? Job. You get a job, they're fucking you over. Treating you like a piece of shit. Walking all over you. I don't know. Especially if I can kick this stupid fucking cold, or it was a flu. It was like a full-blown flu. I had a fever of almost 105 at one point. It probably was actually 105 or more, honestly. And I was like 104.6 or some shit like that. And the thermometer that I could find is one that I know was generally like a couple of degrees lower than what the other thermometers I used to have would. I'm sure they're around here somewhere, buried in my bag or something, or in a drawer somewhere. But so hell, it might have even been 106 at one point, you know. I think I must be getting better though, even though I'm still blowing my nose and coughing a little bit. Nothing compared to what it was before, even compared to like earlier yesterday. But hell, I don't know. Maybe there's still some alcohol in my system or something. Maybe I'm still carrying a slight buzz from last night. I don't even know it, you know. Maybe that's what's making me feel a little better right now. I don't think so though, because I can sure feel my my liver or whatever, right? Doesn't feel so hot. Well, I don't know. I've been taking a ridiculous amount of vitamins too, though, you know. Sometimes the crazy thought does enter my mind, though, that maybe I can get rid of the sickness by, you know, I'll just sanitize it with alcohol. Right? Kill those germs. Well, one thing that makes it a bitch to try to get healthy is like I have to fucking I gotta get out there and fucking work, pay bills and shit, right? I gotta take up, you know, goddamn ibuprofen to fucking try to numb the pain and, you know, keep me from having a fever. I gotta take like cold medicine to keep me to try to minimize the amount of snot and coughing and everything. I was going picking up people's fucking groceries. I'd walk them out to the car and do like a farmer sneeze in the fucking parking lot next to my car so that I wouldn't have to blow as much snot into a fucking paper towel after just so I could actually breathe through my nose for a second. Not be a fucking mouth breather, you know. Stand there in the fucking rain. Snot coming out of my fucking nose. Feeling like just having to like I fucking hate this place, man. I'm not really sure what in the hell to do, honestly. Well, I mean, like moving out of here, right? For instance. I don't know how many people are in this sort of situation, like living somewhere they hate, but in a situation where they don't necessarily have the finances to be able to get out of there without just becoming homeless, you know? Honestly, I would consider this basically to be my first real apartment. I had something before that they called an apartment, but like I didn't even have my own bathroom or my own microwave in my room, you know? I fucking had to like duck, couldn't even stand straight up because the ceiling was so fucking low. Goddamn spiders coming under the door so big that in the dark I thought it was a fucking mouse. Brown, big ass brown recluses and shit. Yeah. Giant, weird fucking. Not even centipede. I don't even know what. Looked kind of like a centipede, but not a centipede. I don't know what the fuck. Crawling on the fucking walls. Like, that place was even more fucked than this place. This is like a step up from anywhere I fucking stayed before, honestly. And I got like my whole fucking wall like covered in goddamn black mold and shit growing on the fucking window and the walls next to my bed, and I gotta try to kill the mold every few weeks in the bathtub. That keeps coming back. I'm sure it's got lead paint. There's like cracks in the fucking ceiling. Some kind of little brown spots that keep showing up on the ceiling kind of above my bed, which I would take that to be an indication that there's like moisture up above and that there's some kind of mold that's trying to grow on the ceiling. I have to keep cleaning off. Because like the ceiling is probably this close to like leaking, dripping water on my fucking head. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like cracks in the ceiling in my room, tons of cracks in the hallway. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like the very slightest earthquake here, basically, and probably most of the ceiling in the hallway and in multiple people's rooms would probably come crashing down on our heads. You know. But this is a step up, you know, from where I've been staying for the last the last 2.5 years before that or whatever. 2 years, whatever. Honestly, my whole fucking life, I've never lived somewhere where there wasn't like black mold in the windowsill and black mold on the fucking walls. I've been breathing this shit in my whole fucking life, basically. Everywhere I've fucking stayed, everywhere I've lived, basically should have been fucking condemned, basically, you know? It's like my whole fucking life, even, I don't know, the place I grew up in was not as bad. I mean, it was a 2-story house. Looked like it was, a barn that somebody converted into a house, though. That was the nicest place I ever fucking lived. That was probably like 100 years old or more, something like that. Fucking bathroom was bigger than my apartment. The bathroom in the house I grew up in, man, I had a fucking weight machine and a weight bench with free weights sitting in the middle of the bathroom. There's plenty of room to go around it to get to the bathtub and shower, to get to the sink, to get to the toilet. Plenty of room. That was nice. Yeah. Remember the ceiling in my bedroom used to be like, I don't know, probably over 20 feet high or something. And it had a ceiling fan, walk-in closet, a door that opened up to an upstairs deck that you could look out on the yard and walk out over to the roof. I used to put chairs up on the roof and like sit out and watch the stars, or if there'd be like a meteor shower, sit out there and watch that. I just wish I could have a life something like that, you know? But I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, man. I don't know if I'm gonna have to end up homeless or... I mean, I don't know. I'd rather not end up homeless. I'd like to at least... I don't know, man. I at least would like to get a fucking minivan or something, like a good, reliable minivan, for fuck's sake. Dad acts like he wants to help me all the fucking time, like he's so fucking concerned, but the truth of the matter is he'll probably let me freeze my ass to death on the fucking street. The way he really acts. He likes to act like he wants to help, doesn't like to actually fucking be helpful, though. Yeah, pretty much, for the most part. Just as long as he looks like he's trying to help, then he can feel good about himself, you know? You just gotta get a job and pull yourself up by your bootstraps and everything works out. Well, for one thing, I've been making deliveries for like, I believe like 2 years now. And paying my bills. When I started out, I was doing a lot better. Because like a couple of years ago, or even a year and a half ago, DoorDash was pretty sweet. You know? Most of the time, I was able to make, close to, I had I don't know how many weeks where I made like $1,000 a week. Most weeks I made probably, at least around 800. Now with Spark, or I can't even do fucking DoorDash. I fucking told him to send me my Crimson card, and then tried to get my Amazon Flex card and stuff. Supposed to mail it to me like months ago. They fucking shipped it to the wrong goddamn address. I had to call them up and like spend 20-30 minutes on the phone trying to explain to some foreigner that they just shipped to the wrong address. Can you please send it to this address? And that was a pain in the ass. And it still hasn't showed up in the damn mailbox. So even if I could dash now, like I couldn't get fucking paid because motherfuckers won't mail the goddamn card to me. They decided to switch from Dasher Direct to Crimson or whatever the fuck. I don't know, DoorDash is kind of a fucking joke now. I don't know how anyone... Honestly, most of these delivery services at this point are so fucked that I really don't know how most people who order off of there, how the fuck do they ever get the shit that they ordered? How does that ever arrive at their house? Because the pay that they're offering the drivers is such shit that it's hard to imagine anyone would do it, you know? I saw some shit the other day. They offered $12 to drop off 3 deliveries on what would have been like a 60-mile round trip. And they ain't paying for my gas, you know? There's one that offered like $50. Would have been like a 130-mile round trip, dropping off 18 packages. Would have taken all fucking day. Pissed away fucking most of my gas tank. Be lucky if I could even replace the gas with that money. And I'm sure I wouldn't have even got paid all the money right then. I would have had to wait like 24 hours or something, probably. And then I saw another one that was similar that was offering like $40. Like, less packages. Similar miles, though. I don't know, I've been doing Spark now for like 6 months or something since DoorDash totally went to shit. Since they did their rewards program. Rewards program. Yeah. It's like calling a concentration camp a Happy Fun Clown Candy Center or something. Like me and all the other like basically best dashers in town, that I don't think any of us are even dash. I don't think I've spoken to one of them when I run into them that's still doing DoorDash. No, wait, there's like 1 or 2 actually. They're still doing it somehow. I don't. Well, you know, I mean, these are. But it's just like, you know, the rare dumb shits that will like. Sure, I'll drive fucking 35-mile round trip to go make fucking $2. Like, what? Why? Like, how can you even fucking afford to do that, you know? You run out of gas, you know, then what? Stuck, you know. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make deliveries like that, what's the point in fucking even doing DoorDash? You might as well just send them your paycheck, because, you know, from whatever other job you have, it's basically the same thing, you know? It's like you're paying them to allow you the privilege to be their slave, you know? Fuck. I gotta fucking pull myself together and... Son of a bitch. Because I have to actually get out and do things, I guess. Or I should. Fuck. I at least should go clear things up at the bank. If those motherfuckers are even open today. Never know when they'll be closed. It's like a flip of a coin, you know. Heads they're open, tails they're fucking closed, you know. I don't know why the hell I'm still, like, using that bank, honestly. It's just I have everything set up to pay my bills from that bank at the moment. I should try to switch over to another bank that's more like a real functioning bank. Because they're a fucking joke, dude. They're a joke. Walk in there like... I'm surprised somebody hasn't, like, robbed them or something. Because there's, like, they got, like... That fucking place, you used to walk in there, there would be, like, 8 or 10 or more bank tellers lined up on this long desk. And then there would be, like, 20 or 30 desks filling up half the building. Everybody's wearing a business suit. Very professional looking. You'd walk in the door, they'd fucking be right there to greet you, right there to fucking help you immediately. Now you walk in there, it's like basically mostly an empty building. There's like a couple of desks way in the back. There's like 1 or 2 people working behind the counter. If you're lucky, sometimes it's just one, you know? I can't tell you how many times I've walked in there just wanted to like deposit money or something. And there's just like a few people there, but it looks like it's going to take so fucking long that it's going to waste like half an hour or an hour of my time. So I just turned around and left. It's like maybe I'll try coming back later. Maybe I'll have better luck if I come back later, you know? I just got shit like auto pay set up to pay bills through there, you know? So I've been trying to transfer all the money over to that so that I can get the bills paid automatically, you know? So I don't have to contact all these different, you know, parasitic fucking leeches that are sucking the money out of me and tell them that I've switched to a different account or something. God damn it. I don't know, I still feel kind of sick. And, you know, hungover, I guess. If not, I should be, you know. I fucked up last night. Again. I just had a fucking shitty day yesterday. I went out, like, with every intention of, like, doing all the things that I'm supposed to do. And just nothing was working out very well. I made, like, $37 in, like, 3 hours. Making a few deliveries. Probably put, like, damn near 20 miles on my car. Pissing down rain the whole fucking time. Couldn't hardly see out the fucking windows. Goddamn bank was closed. I swear every time I turn around it's another fucking holiday. I'm so sick of fucking holidays, man. Sick of a lot of shit. I just don't know what the fuck to do now, you know? I mean, a lot of the time, pretty much every month, you know, I'm thinking the same fucking thing. I'm thinking, what should I be fucking doing? You know, should I get out and like force myself to go? I'm normally, you know, sick is rare for me. I haven't been sick in years, you know? I don't think I've had a flu in like I can't remember how many fucking years. 5, 6 fucking years, 7, 8 years, I don't know. Long fucking time. Man, this shit really fucks with me, you know? Because I'm like barely scraping by as it is. Drinking fucking sure as hell doesn't help. It doesn't help to have it be pouring down rain so I can't see out my fucking windows when I'm trying to make deliveries. Doesn't help if the goddamn roads are iced up so I can't fucking make deliveries without worrying about sliding into a fucking ditch or something. It doesn't help, you know? There's all kinds of shit that really doesn't fucking help, you know? Doesn't help when there's half as many hours of fucking daylight for half the goddamn year. You know? Doesn't help that there's all these fucking holidays where people are spending all their fucking money so they can't afford to fucking order shit, so I'm not making any goddamn money. You know? Oh, there's a whole lot of shit that really doesn't help, you know? So like I said, you know, I'm always thinking like, you know, what should I do? Well, I mean, okay, like I'm curious about some shit, like, what happens if I fucking miss a rent payment and I just say, fuck it, you know? How much time do I have to move my shit out and get out of here? You know? I mean, because like with apartments, you're supposed to give a 30-day notice, have everything planned out, you know? But I don't have a clue how the fuck I'm supposed to do that, you know? I mean, sure, if I had, you know, 5 or 10 grand in savings or something, which, I mean, do you realize that right now, shit's so bad in this country that like, something like 60 or 70% of the people in this country don't have $1,000 in savings? Like most people don't even have like $500 in fucking savings, you know? Most people are just living paycheck to paycheck, barely scraping by. And their bills take all the fucking money, basically. And then some. A lot of people are... The bills don't just take all the money. They have to get like numerous credit cards on top of that. Put themselves in debt to the credit card companies to pay the bills. And they're falling behind a bunch of credit card payments. Just to try to keep a roof over their head. Bunch of people live in places we fucking hate, you know? Because there's just no goddamn options, you know? So I know I'm not like... I don't know, I'm in somewhat of a unique position though. Somewhat. Not that unique, I guess, but... And I don't know, I think it's pretty fucking unique, but... If you count, like, all the weird shit going on, you know? But, like, as far as just normal, basic shit, it's like... Well, I mean, like, if I gotta move my shit out of here, right? Like, I don't even have another pair of hands to help me grab a dresser or to help me carry a fucking bed down the stairs. Unless I fucking pay somebody. That'd be the only fucking way. I don't have a pickup truck to load this shit into unless I pay somebody who has a pickup truck. You know? That takes money. Yeah, which if you can't afford to pay your fucking rent and so on and so forth, it's kind of hard to part with some money, right? At that point. Yeah, I'm going to have less money now when I'm homeless on the street. Great. I don't know. I think if I have to get out of here, I'm just going to have to leave the goddamn furniture and just figure I'm not going to see probably not going to see a fucking dime of the goddamn deposit. You know? Probably not going to be able to use this place as a reference. Like, probably no fucking way, you know? So if I go try to find another apartment in the future, I'm just going to have to say that where'd you live before? Nowhere. Just tell them I lived at a motel or something like that, you know? Make up something. I don't know, they could probably figure out where I lived last by looking at a fucking, doing a background check, right? Ah, shit. I don't know, man. The only fucking places I could get goddamn accepted into probably would be, at this point, I don't know that I could get accepted into anywhere. I mean, I got a decent credit score now, but I ain't making enough money, you know? I mean, I'm making enough to, like, pay the rent, but they don't give a fuck about that. They give a fuck about, are you making enough to pay, like, 4 times the rent? No, you know? I don't know, I could probably cover this fucking month's rent. Get out there and... If I could get some actual decent luck and even just like a few good days, honestly, and I'd have enough. For that, anyways, right? Like 5 days of actual good days where I make decent money, and I'd be fucking set, you know? For all the bills for next month, but like, I don't know, I probably should fucking stay here another goddamn month or something, just, I don't know how long this fucking winter shit's gonna drag out. So I probably shouldn't go take off in my car until the winter fucks off. So I have to freeze my fucking ass off in the car. I don't know what the fuck I should do. I don't know, should I fucking... Like I said, I think when I move out of here, I'm just gonna have to pack a bunch of bags with all the, you know, all the loose stuff. And just ditch my furniture, basically. Maybe ditch the appliances. I mean, I guess I could take the appliances to storage. But I could just as easily just fucking leave them behind because, I mean, if I end up living in my goddamn car, I ain't gonna fucking stick around here, man. If I have any fucking other option. Like, if I got gas in my fucking car and my car's around and I'm in my fucking car, I'm getting the fuck out of here, dude. I mean, at the very least, I'll be like 100 fucking miles away, but chances are I'll be hundreds, if not thousands of miles away. Well, watch this fucking place disappear in the rearview mirror. Goodbye, motherfucking shit. Goodbye. Hey, goodbye to old shit, hello to new shit, you know? Because I don't know, fuck this place. I got to be here. I'll have to leave my shit in storage and keep trying to pay that shit. I mean, I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks I should just fucking screw it, you know? Just stop paying the fucking bills. Let them goddamn auction it off. You know, say fuck it, you know? Less shit holding me down, you know? But I don't know. I don't want to just let some motherfucker walk in there and buy all my shit for dirt cheap, go auction it off. You know, people that know what the fuck they're doing, that are good at selling shit, could walk in there and probably auction shit off, make 10, 12 grand or something. Shit off, I don't know. Thousands, anyways. I just don't have the fucking connections, I don't, I don't know the rich people that, not buddies with the rich people that buy shit, I'm surrounded by a bunch of motherfuckers that got no money, Either they got less than me or they got way more than me, but they're still trying to bum fucking money from me, That's a lot of it. People, basically, yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm surrounded by people who are honestly in way better situations than me, that are still trying to just take advantage of me, you know? Like this fucking dude, Mike, that, he had like a 3-story house on like 10 acres with a beautiful view out the window and everything. Had, 100 or more of everything. And I'm not shitting you. This guy was like a hoarder, and he would go everywhere he went. He was like looking at everything like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. Hey, do you want that rock in your driveway? No, I'm not even shitting you. Hey, do you want that carpet? Hey, do you want that couch? Hey, can I have your chair? Hey, can I have your fucking coat? Hey, can I have your shoes? Like, that's the way this fucking guy went. And he would just come over and fucking, like, bum cigarettes off of me. Ask to borrow money and shit. This motherfucker was getting social security checks. Ride around with him in his truck. He'd stop off at a yard sale and just buy some $600 fucking boat just for the hell of it. I'll put that in my pond. And then he'd be coming to me like, can I borrow fucking can I borrow $20, man? Let me bum a cigarette. When I had like no job, turning fucking cans in and maybe doing an odd job here and there to try to come up with money to even have like beer or cigarettes ever, This motherfucker with 10 acres and a 3-story house and like 20 fucking cars in his driveway, He's got 20 fucking cars, Yeah, I don't know if he was stealing them or what the hell, if he's just fucking rich as fuck. Like, I don't know. He was just gathering all kinds of shit, man. You go over to this motherfucker's house, he's got like 50 or 100 like broke down riding mowers, 50 or 100 broke down push mowers, 50 to 100 weed eaters, probably 50 to 100 ladders, just everything, you name it, he's got 100 of it, or more, right? Just laying all over the place. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I don't know. I want to keep my stuff because I want to hope that I can somehow get some fucking luck, and actually get ahead and be able to afford to move my stuff into like a house or a mobile home or something, or at least have some fucking land where I can, set up camp and try to build a cabin or something. If I lived in a fucking country where you had the freedom to do so. And get like a shipping container dropped on the land and lock my shit up in that or something. I don't know. I could have done that before. I think I should have bought land. I mean, it would have been a bitch, and the government would have probably pissed and moaned and bitched and say you can't live there, you can't do this, you can't do that. But at least I would have fucking had land, though. I would have, I don't know. Probably would have just been a piece of land that motherfucking government wouldn't even let me live on or something, though. I could have got away with it for a while, and then the motherfuckers would have found a way to kick me out of there and steal my land so they can sell it to some other motherfucker. You know, I noticed that when I was looking at all these fucking pieces of land for sale. They'd have pictures of it, like, from the sky, and there'd always be, like, you know, camp trailers or something there. Probably from the people who own the land. Probably just got, you know, stolen by the government or something because they didn't pay taxes, or because the government decided you're not allowed to camp there, you know, for longer than 2 weeks, blah, 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 or whatever, right? That's probably what happens. A bunch of people go buy land. And they're like, I've got land, and they move their camp trailer out there, and they live there for a little while till the government discovers they're living there, and they come out and say, you're not allowed to live here. It's my land, motherfucker. You're not allowed. And they do some shit to steal the land and sell it to somebody else who does the same thing. And that just happens over and over and over again. So they just sell it, somebody buys it, lives there for a while until they get caught, and then they get kicked out. They steal their land, they sell it to somebody else, does the same thing, happens over and over and over again. I need to get off my ass and get fucking dressed. Go deal with shit that I have to deal with. I'm so fucking sick of this. I don't know, every time I have to fucking go out, it's some goddamn weird shit. Not every time, but almost every motherfucking time. It's some weird shit. Some aggravating shit. Just... I don't know, it's just like everything is fucked up. Everything. The streetlights are fucked up, the housing is fucked up, the roads are fucked up, the parking is fucked up where the fucking the houses are. You know? They got a bunch of houses. There's literally a road I delivered to the other day, which I've delivered there before. They have railroad tracks where a train still runs through there. I was there when a train came through. Wait for the, train to pass like way too close to my car so that I could go past, get past the train to go deliver the customer's shit to their house. Like, why would anyone who can afford to buy a house be like, I want to buy a house somewhere where a train will pass by like 8 feet from our front door? Like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. The damn trains, damn them. I'm not. I don't know, I'm in a sticky sort of shitty situation. I don't know what the fuck I should do exactly, The idea of me being able to actually afford to, like, give a 30-day notice and actually fix the place up real nice and get all my stuff out of here and all that kind of shit. It's like, you might as well ask me to build a rocket ship and fly to the moon and build a fucking mansion on the moon or something. It's like, because I just don't have any, I don't have any help. I don't have the motherfucking financial resources, you know. If I want help, if I want shit done, I gotta fucking pay for it, you know. You know, I used to have, like, friends and stuff, you know. Like, I would consider this dude Nathan to have been, like, a real friend, you know, because somebody was giving away a 55-inch projection TV, you know, big, heavy fucking thing. And he was willing to come along with me for free and help me pick it up and put it in my truck, you know. Yeah, that's a friend. If I had real friends and if I had to move out of here, people would show up at my door. Oh, you don't need a hand? Here, let me get the other end of that, you know. I'd have all my stuff loaded up in no time. But I fucking don't. I know I fucking don't. All I've got is like users that sometimes like to take advantage of me or that find me amusing, you know, when I'm drunk or something. Gives them material to be able to mock me and laugh at me and make fun of me behind my back, probably. You know? You know, maybe they can get some free cigarettes or some free beer. Or give them some money. Loan them some money I'll never see again. You know? I'm telling you, man, if everybody that's ever said, hey, can I borrow $5 or can I borrow $10 or whatever, or anyone that ever, you know, said that, you know, talked me into saying they were going to buy something and that, oh, I could pay you this much now and I'll pay you the rest on Tuesday or whatever, right? If all those motherfuckers paid up, I'd have my rent money right there. Just like that. But I mean, in a world like it is today, what am I supposed to do? Go over there and, you know, hit him in the kneecaps with a baseball bat? Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? You know? Like I need a fucking prison sentence over a few bucks here and there, you know? It just ain't fucking worth it, you know? Not only that, like, I knew this dude somewhat, lived next door to us years back, right? He was, I don't know, I guess some kind of drug dealing gangster type dude, man. Big, you know, buff dude. I don't know, he's about the same height as me, but he's like jacked. Probably, I don't know, 230, 250 or something, just muscle, you know. Tatted up. Tough guy, you know. Hear stories about him beating the shit out of you, you know. Point being, though, that guy, he went to go collect some money or some shit from somebody. I guess he like fucking went up there shouting or kicked somebody's door in or something. He got shot with some small caliber, like 25 caliber pistol or something. Died in the hospital. You know? World of today doesn't necessarily pay to be a tough guy, you know? That way leads to prison or death, probably, you know, in reality. Now, honestly, the only gangsters that actually are gangsters and like criminals that are able to really succeed are the ones that are really connected. Well, what I mean is, like, if you are a, say, bank robber or a, you know, big time thief or something, then you've got to have a money launderer. If you're a car thief, you've got to know somebody who's got a chop shop. That will fucking pay you immediately somewhere you can dump that shit up. You know what I mean? If you are a diamond smuggler or something, you've got to have some diamond dealer that you're connected with that's crooked. If you're like an art thief or something, then you've got to have, you know, rich art enthusiasts, criminal type motherfuckers to fence the shit for. You know what I mean? If you're a criminal type person, you've got to have like a bunch of serious connections and shit to have any kind of success. And they have a lot of backup and a lot, you know, rich, powerful, you know, influential, connected people, you know. If not, you're screwed, you know. I mean, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to be a criminal, which I don't, I'm just saying, if a person wanted to be a criminal or something, you gotta have, like, real connections like that. You gotta have somebody that, you know, can get you really good, like, fake passport, fake IDs, you know, all that shit, right? You gotta be able to, like, afford to have a bunch of different, like, getaway places to get away, you know, stash houses and all this kind of shit, right? You gotta have money and connections. Like street thug hoods or something just end up dead or in prison, you know? I don't know why I even brought that up. I'm just saying, you know, that such a thing doesn't go through the mind of someone who's desperate, you know. But it's just like, I'm too smart for that shit, you know. I know better. I wouldn't want to do criminal shit anyways. I'm just not built that way. I would feel, you know, I got a conscience, you know. Conscience would eat me up. I'd probably be like that guy. You hear about that dude that went around and like robbed a bunch of banks and then he turned himself in. He's like, I feel really bad about it. ain't built for that kind of shit. But damn, it's hard to. It seems hard, at least to me, to get ahead on a straight and narrow path, you know. At this point, I mean, knowing what I know now, I think it maybe would have been kind of easy in the past. Like if I could go back to being, you know, in my early 20s again or something, knowing what I know now. Or even go back to 3 fucking years ago knowing what I know now. I'd be in a way better fucking position. That'd be... Shit. God, I fucked up, dude. Buying damn alcohol. I bought 4 Guinness. Got, you know, buzzed enough to where I was like a little drunk, you know. These fucking like 22-ounce bottles of Guinness or whatever. I was a little blitzed, I guess. And then I got the fucking bright idea of, buy some beers for, you know, you get the, I don't know, I get all stupid when I'm fucking drunk, wanting to be friends with everybody and shit. Even though, like, so are me, you know, I don't really have fucking friends, you know. So it's just, like, fucking pathetic, you know. And I'm just, like, lonely and I just want somebody to fucking hang out with, somebody to talk to. But the only people that are around, you know, it's the same thing as anything else. It's like if I want help moving furniture, I gotta pay somebody. If I want help with this, help with that, I gotta pay somebody. If I want somebody to hang out with me and be a friend, it's like, oh, you know. It's like, I'm so ugly, gotta tie a pork chop to me to get the dog to play with me, you know? Oh, that's not gonna work here. Oh, shit. No, that's not gonna work. Not very well. Trying to put this necklace piece on a different cord. I don't know what the fuck to do. It's just like day to day. I mean, like, being sick or having any kind of trouble for me, if I get sick, if I break my leg, whatever the fuck, right? Then it's like, I'm screwed. My car breaks down, any little fucking thing, I'm fucked. Because I don't have the fucking backing of, like, people that actually give a shit about me to help me, you know? And a lot of people they don't know what the fuck that's like. A whole lot of people don't understand that, don't know what the fuck that's like. No, I think most people, like, honestly, a lot of people, they don't know what it's like to be in a situation where, like, if you slip in the shower and whack your fucking head or something and split your goddamn head open, nobody gonna know about it. until the end of the month when the fuck, or weeks later when somebody starts to notice a smell coming out of the room, or until the manager shows up and fucking unlocks your door and walks in to check on you or some shit. And they just find your bloated corpse in the bathroom because nobody's there to give a fuck, you know? To be that sort of person that, like the people that got nobody in their life, but they got a bunch of cats or something, or dogs. Somebody finds their body like a month later, the dogs or the cats just fucking ate them, you know? Like, you think about writing a will, or you get all these forms and shit asking you for your next to kin, and you don't know what the fuck to write down. It's like, what do I put my dad down here or something? Like, no, I mean, it really fucking sucks, right? Because, like, anybody else, like, think about this sort of shit? Anybody else in a situation like that where it's like, where, like, you just feel like you're treated like you're so low and you ain't got nobody that fucking really there for you in your life, to the point where, like, if you died, you gotta wonder, like, would there even be a funeral? And if there was, would anybody even show up? Would they even bother to check your body in the dirt, or you know? Would there be anything left behind for people to remember that you even existed? You know? Fucking sucks. I never in a million years could have imagined that I would end up in a situation like this. Like when I was, when I was a kid, I had a bunch of family around. The holidays, there'd be 20, 30 people over at the house. My grandma and grandpa and my aunt Gail, and send me, birthday cards and Christmas cards, and send me money and call me up, tell me they love me and stuff like that. I had, a bunch of friends. But I'd have a birthday party, I'd have 20 fucking friends over at my birthday party. Guys would be coming over to stay the night, play video games with them and shit, I never thought. And like I was in like talented and gifted class, went through fucking high school. I finished it, passed an advanced electronics course and a fucking computer programming class. I was learning Q Basic and Visual Basic C, studying, and web design, some JavaScript and HTML, and I was like ahead of the curve at the time, just loaded with potential, and I was athletic, I used to do like 100 fucking, I shit you not, I used to do like 100 regular push-ups, and I'd do 100 like fingertip push-ups, and 100 knuckle push-ups, 100 incline push-ups, and 100 decline push-ups. and then I'd do 100 fucking one-arm push-ups on each arm. Like, that's the kind of shape I was in. I was like 150 pounds, 155 pounds. I could arm wrestle dudes that were like 250, 300 fucking pounds and slam their fucking arm on the table. I had fucking, trophies on my shelves and medals hanging on the walls and stuff from martial arts tournaments and stuff. Like awards for, from school for. And everything just kind of started to go to shit when I was like 16 and my parents got divorced. God, I used to have a girlfriend like all the fucking time, dude. Even when I was like a kid, man. I never got like serious with a girl. But I would have a girlfriend call me up on the phone, yeah, you baby, And from the time I was like, damn, like all the fucking time. And girls would be fighting over me and shit. I remember in fucking high school, there was this dance. One of the girls in my class like walked up to me and asked if I would dance there. I said yes, stood up, and she fucking literally fell down like I was like Elvis Presley. It's like I was like a young Elvis Presley, or like like some famous, like how some starstruck, super fan or something would react to like a famous person that they're, girls fucking drawing fucking hearts with my name in them on their fucking notebooks and shit, Like that was. Now I've been single for like a dozen fucking years. Fucking on the verge of goddamn homelessness. I've been working for like 2 years, paying my fucking bills. Just been fucking alone, I think I'm still fairly good looking. Got pretty nice clothes, nice car, had my apartment looking nice, My own place. Single, alone, And I'll be out there working or something, or just out there shopping, whatever, right? And I'll just see, like one after another, I'll see like some dirty homeless guy that you could, smell from a half a mile away, walk into some place with some hot chick hanging on his arm with like googly eyes, in love with him. It's like, what the fuck, man? I was sitting there living in a fucking motel for like a couple of years, and there's this maid, right? Well, I don't know, there was a couple. The first one that I kind of had was a little hot for, that was flirting with me and stuff. She got fired and just disappeared, basically. And there was this other one, kind of flirtatious, very nice. Had pretty good conversations and stuff. There was like a chemistry. Come to find out, she'd been in some relationship with this dude for years. And it's the guy that used to live next door to me. And he's homeless. So this chick would rather be with a homeless guy that's like, I don't know, a foot and a half shorter than me. Got a bunch of, more teeth rotted out and, dingy, dirty fucking clothes. And rather live on the street with that guy than get together with me at a time when I had like almost $50,000 in the bank, driving a fucking limousine around and shit. What the fuck does that say about me? Like, I just like run into chicks or start talking to them where it seems like there's a chemistry, and I come to find out they're in a serious relationship with some homeless guy or some fucking meth addict or whatever the fuck, right? Some guy that beats the shit out of them and puts their head through walls, you know? Some guy that, gets more fucked up than I do and like pisses on the floor and shits the bed and, got a rap sheet longer than your fucking arm, They love him, I always fucking run into shit like that. But I just ain't good enough. God dang it. I don't know, man. It's fucked up. It's like nowadays the only people who fucking hang out with me are like, I really don't feel like I don't really feel like I have any true friends anymore. You know, like people will hang out with me if I'm buying a beer or loaning them money or bum a bunch of cigarettes off me or whatever, right? Or if I got a bunch of weed, all of a sudden I got a bunch of friends, till I run out of weed, you know? I don't know, it fucking sucks, dude. Like, I'm not sure what the fuck I gotta do now. I'll be honest with you, that in some ways, the idea of get there was a time back like last winter where I thought, I wasn't going to be able to make the bills because shit just wasn't going good. And there was like this fucking this, I don't know, snow, ice storm or whatever, where there's just like a thick layer of ice on there for like a week or more. And I wasn't making very good money the rest of the time either. And I just thought, there's no fucking way I'm going to be able to make the fucking rent. So I started packing up. I was packing up, I took a bunch of loads of stuff to storage. At the time, I was probably almost halfway fucking packed. I was trying to get, I don't know. One of the issues is, like, if you have to move out, right? It's like, I was thinking, well, especially if you're by yourself, if you don't have a new place, right? If you have up until this time or whatever to stay somewhere, don't you want to leave the bed there so you can sleep in your bed for the last night you're there? What about your alarm clock? Don't you want to have a clock so you can tell time? Don't you want to have a table next to your bed so you can set stuff down on a table? You know? Don't you want to have your microwave here so you can microwave food up to the very last minute, you know? So there's like a lot of shit like that where it's like, I don't know, it's like you gotta be able to load up all your shit super fast and get it out, but that costs money, you know? I don't have a truck, I'd have to, I don't know, if I want to fucking, yep, honestly, the only way I'd get a truck, one way or the other, I guess I could go to U-Haul and rent a fucking pickup truck. Then I'd have to get somebody else, another fucking pair of hands to help me carry the shit down and put it in the goddamn pickup truck. And then I can get my shit out of here, right? I can take it to my storage and shove it in my storage unit, right? And maybe some of the furniture I can just set out on the curb or something, you know, free or just whatever. Just leave it out on the curb and figure somebody will grab it maybe, you know. It's like I said though, like most months, at least for a long time, for the last 6 months or more, shit hasn't been going good. And there, you know, were months before that where shit wasn't going good. Where I was thinking like, you know, I don't know what I should be doing right now. Should I be going out and trying to hustle, trying to make more money to try to catch up with, you know, and pay the bills? Or should I be spending my time loading crap in my car and hauling it to storage? You know, should I be packing my shit? You know? But what I was talking about, like this time last winter where I started packing shit, the thing was, I thought I was about to be homeless and stuck in my car, and the winter was like just about over. Like the weather had just got to the point where it's just rainy, but not that cold anymore. So I was like, yeah, this is not too. Honestly, I was loading up the car and I was sitting there. I started to feel kind of excited, honestly, like dreaming about how good it would feel to watch this fucking place disappear in the rear view. You know? Just head on down the fucking road and finally get the fuck out of here, you know? Because that's kind of a happy thought, honestly. What's not a happy thought is having to hunt around to find a bathroom to be able to take a shit if I had to go to the bathroom, you know? Having to search all day to try to find a place to park my car where I can sleep, you know? Having to go all over the place to, you know, find something, having to drive way out of my way just to, you know, find somewhere to go to the bathroom or to find somewhere to be able to take a shower so it doesn't smell like shit, you know? I don't want to let my storage unit go, you know, because there's a lot of shit in there that's kind of sentimental and stuff too, you know? And not only that, but like, it almost feels like giving up in a way, you know? I cannot fucking believe, it's like beyond my belief that I could be in this situation. Like a younger me never would have believed that I would end up in this situation, like in a million years. If I told me, you know, even in my 20s or something, that I was going to be in my 40s, and my mom would be gone and my dad would be, you know, being a jerk and I'd have no fucking friends and you know, being like just such a shitty situation. Like I told me in my 20s that I'd be, you know, 12 years without a fucking girlfriend or something, like, you're like, fucking way, you know? You know, because as far as like girlfriends go, like I used to like always have a girlfriend, and then a lot of the time, you know, if I ever like broke up with my girlfriend or she broke up with me or something, I'd be hooking up with some other chick like the next day or 2 days later. Within a week, you know, I'd be banging like 5 chicks or something, I'd have another fucking 5 texting me, sending me messages on MySpace or Facebook or something, flirting with me, sending me nudes and stuff, you know? I used to have chicks just hand me their phone number just randomly as I was walking through the grocery store or walking down the street or something, or I go into a convenience store and some chick would just give me her number like, hey, baby. Or just walk up to me and go, hey, you're hot, or is it nice at, right? Chicks would practically, like, basically catcall me and stuff back in the day. Like, I was kind of like, that, what's that movie with, like, Stifler and shit? That other dude. He's, like, just trips on the beach and all those, like, 5 chicks fucking flirting, walking around, laughing and smiling. He's like, the force is strong with that one. Like that was me. But now it's like, fuck, dude. I cannot fucking believe the damn situation I'm in here, man. I had chicks that would come by and hook up with me, off and on for more than 10 years. Or I just run into some chick on the internet or something that I hooked up with like 10, 15 years ago, and she'd be like, hey, hey, baby, be flirting with me, sending me pictures of her tits and stuff. Like that, yeah. And now, like, how the fuck am I in this situation? No, I do. I feel like I do kind of empathize with like I said, the Dean Martin character in that movie. I forget if it was Rio Bravo or if it was the Laredo or what the hell it was. It was one of them, I think. But they call him Borachone. And he's like, he used to be this badass, gunslinging sheriff or whatever. Now he's just a drunk and they call him Borachone, and they're fucking flicking, quarters into the spittoon. Like laughing at him and shit. You kind of feel like, that's kind of where I'm at here, Like, like if Zeus fell off Mount Olympus and broke a hip or something, I don't know. I'm honestly still pretty physically fit, Although I really gotta look after my health because I've been just taking bad care of myself just with the drinking, And I haven't been sleeping well a lot of the time. Honestly, my whole fucking life I haven't really slept very well most of the time. Even when I was a kid in grade school, man, to go to school so many days I only had slept like an hour or two or something, because I just couldn't fucking sleep. Too many thoughts running through my fucking mind all night. Or I'd be watching TV, or nowadays I'd be listening to a podcast on my phone, or scrolling through fucking YouTube videos like, I need to put this damn thing down, but I can't, I'd set it down and then I'd have a thought like, I wonder, just a random thought pops into my head, that sort of shit, like, I wonder what the population of Spain is. I should look that up, or whatever the fuck. Whatever, right? Just random. And if I even manage to find like a podcast or something, I don't know. Sometimes I'll be smart enough to like transfer shit over to GreyJ. I've started using GreyJ more to try to get rid of all the fucking commercials. You know? Because like I tried and fucking start playing some like stuff on YouTube. It's, you know, interesting but kind of relaxing, so I can just fall asleep listening to something, you know? And then some stupid ad will pop up and wake me up or something. Like, motherfucker. I keep turning around, like, skip ad, skip ad. I swear, fucking YouTube is so fucking bad now with fucking ads. You can't even, like, listen to a song without having to fucking skip an ad, like, 4 or 5 times in the middle of the song. No. You know, I'm not really sure what in the hell to do, you know, because I don't want to be here. I know that. I also I don't want to be homeless. I mean, if we lived in a freer country, it might not be so fucking bad, right? I could just go build a cabin somewhere or something, you know? I could go build a fucking house and, you know? Or if I like had a minivan or something, I could set a bed up in the back and shit. Like, that wouldn't be that bad. Have like some little portable toilet or something that, you know, have stuck up food under the bed and, you know, other shit. Like, I could be pretty much fun. I could go make deliveries, come to, you know, I could be stacking money. If I end up like putting a down payment down on a piece of property or a house, you know. I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to get ahead from the situation I'm in, you know. When I was younger, if I would have started trying to get my shit together, you know, like I have been more lately, somewhat, even though I got the damn drinking problem going on now and shit, but I still had managed to work enough most of the months to be able to pay my own damn bills. My dad's been giving me some help the last few months because it's been fucking terrible, man. This last few months has been fucking terrible. I mean, really, like four months ago, like back in, say, September, October, I would have I had a week one time where I made like doing this Spark delivery shit. I made like $200 a day, 4 days in a row. But then some days now, like it gets so fucking bad, like with the weather just being shitty and the orders being so shitty. You know, I'll have days where I only make like, you know, $50 or something, 67. I don't know, just not even. Or like struggling to make $100 and I have to spend like a third of it or more just to replace the gas that I blew. Like in order for me to make $100 in a day, I have to actually make like 130, 140 or something. Or more actually, because there's other expenses throughout the day. Gotta have my energy drinks, gotta have my tea to drink, gotta, you know, whatever, right? There's expenses throughout the day, gotta have something to eat throughout the day, you know? And then in many instances, my dumb ass ends up blowing money on alcohol. Fuck, dude. Went out for like a few hours yesterday, made like $37. It was terrible. But then I ended up blowing like, God. I know it was like 15 or something. Yeah, I blew like $24 out of the 37, I think. Just on beer. Like a fucking idiot. It's like I knew I shouldn't drink. it was just goddamn miserable though. Like you know, it sucks. Like when you're actually trying to do the right thing, you're trying to go out and work, but the fucking circumstances are just fucking you. You know, like how am I supposed to go make fucking deliveries, drive around in my car when I can't even see out the fucking window? You know, how am I supposed to make money making fucking deliveries and I'm sitting in the parking lot for hours and not getting any fucking orders that are worth the shit? You know, I'm sitting there hearing my phone go bling bling bling, see all these fucking offers for like $11 to drive 50 miles. Like, fuck you. Like, no way. Bullshit. Good offers. It's like just having somebody spit in your face over and over or something, you know, so insulting. Or having somebody flick a quarter into a spittoon and say, go get Borachone, you know. Yeah. This could just go on for hours. Some days, you know, and it's just wasting my time. Some days I'll just go out there, I'll sit in the fucking parking lot for like 2 or 3 hours trying to make some money. I don't hardly make any money. I've had days where I sat there for like 4 or 5 fucking hours. Didn't even make $20. And then finally I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here. Like, what's the point? You know? If I want to sit around not making money, I can do that in my apartment while I'm watching a fucking movie, you know? It's depressing, aggravating, so I want to buy a goddamn beer, drink my sorrows away or whatever. Doesn't make anything better, just embarrasses me, makes me sick, wrecks the next few days or longer, you know? I mean, this has basically been my life in some ways for years. I had this period, like, 2 years ago, where I think there might even be a YouTube video or two out there from, like, a couple years ago, where I went to the coast, right, with this dude Mitch, right, and I basically ran out of money, pretty much. And I took off from the motel and I thought, shit, I'm going to go down to the coast. I'll bet I can make better money down there. I'll bet I can just find a campsite and that'll be a lot cheaper. I'll just set up a tent and sleep on a cot or whatever. Camp out somewhere. I'll go out and make deliveries here and be able to stack up some money so I can get in somewhere, you know. I went to the coast and it was fucking terrible. It's like all the campsites were taken. All the motels were way too expensive and fucking filled up. Just driving past town after town along the coast, so crowded with all these rich fuckers in their big RVs and their fancy brand new fucking cars. And all these big fancy goddamn buildings just filled up with all these rich fucking people. And driving past this shit, all the campsites are, you know. Finally get to some place in the middle of the night after driving for hours, you know, like 100 miles along the fucking coast or something. Get to like Florence or something, and I find this campsite. It's, you know, supposed to be free, or I guess not. I don't know. I guess it wasn't free, but it was so late I couldn't even get up, use the thing to pay, because the damn thing was like not even on. The computer thing to pay wasn't even operating because it was so late or whatever. I guess we just drove in there and I just parked. I found an empty spot, parked in it, and I laid out there and I, you know, bullshit with Mitch for a while. And I was seeing some weird, and I was fucking miserable there, dude. I was just like so miserable there. I was like, God damn, this is what it's gonna be like. Like, I don't want to do this shit. And I guess that kind of scared me straight. And I just went. I hauled ass at like, you know, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Out of there while it was still dark. And drove back. Dropped him off. And then I just started dashing. And I started dashing like crazy, man. And I put in hours, like, I was dashing. I don't know how. I just had like a major ambition. Like, I had major drives. Like, I don't know. Okay, I was laying there and I was seeing these like faces. These creepy ass faces showing up in the trees and stuff. He's on too. And like the whole situation was miserable. Whatever it was about that awoke something in me. Like, awoke my spirit within me, or like, whatever. some power within me. Like I lit up, right? And suddenly I had energy and I had drive and I had ambition. And I was going out, I was busting my ass, working 10, 12 hours. I worked fucking 15 or 16 hours straight doing deliveries one night. I think I'd done that more than once. So yeah, for a couple of months I was paying for the damn expensive motel room and even stacking up some savings because I was putting in so many hours and I was making around $1,000 a week. So being able to show that, the pay stub basically from that, show that to the apartment, here when I applied, I was able to get accepted and get in here, even when I didn't have any credit score at the time or rental history that I could show them. But I was able to get in because of that. And then for a while, when I was here, things were still going pretty good, and I was still ambitious. I mean, I got in here at first between the, having a, I don't know, things kind of started to go to shit the second I moved in here somewhat. Like bad omens and stuff. Like as soon as I moved in here, for instance, the rear shocks on my car fucking blew out. So, I would have had over $1,000 in savings left when I moved in here. But I had to pay to fucking replace the damn shocks. So I ended up basically, moving in here and I had $15, basically. I just went out and worked and did good. And by the time it was March or April last year, or May maybe, I had enough to pay my bills within a week or two in a month. And I also had an extra $2 or $3 grand in savings. I was actually getting ahead and making it, Even through all kinds of adversity, having to fucking replace my battery, having to replace my shocks, having to get new tires, all this shit, The world was throwing all kinds of shit at me and I was rising above it, right? Because shit, And then shit changed. And it's just been bad luck most of the time, I don't know, I guess you could say maybe God was looking out for me or something for a while there. Helping me out, helping things to go well for me, protecting me somewhat. And then, after a while, just, the darkness, the overwhelming, amount of fucking darkness, the amount of attack that came against me was just more than the help God was giving me, And I just started falling behind it. And I was screwing up too, Every little slip up I would make, I'd end up drinking or something. It's It's hard not to get discouraged, though, Shit, I need to get out of here. I gotta stop this fucking rant, get out of here, go deal with shit.